Hey everybody, Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Hope everybody is doing good. It's a Thursday. Let me make sure I have my mic and everything in here, correct? There we go. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. Yep, I'm on, and hopefully you're getting this. It is February 4th, and we have an interesting day because the market seems to be making an all-time high, which is it's fascinating. When just a few days ago, it was pulling back, and we kind of thought that that would be it, but it seems to be making a new high. So very interesting, and just kind of want to show you the general market direction here. And it definitely is. It is very interesting. Oh, there we go. All right, so here we go. Basically, we are in a confirmed uptrend, and the Nasdeq has made 32.29. Amazing. The Dow Jones is up. It's above 3,100 now. 3,000 is an amazing amount. So the fact that it's up this high is really amazing. And the volume's down a little bit, but overall, it seems like it's sort of moving forward. So very interesting times. I just kind of want to show you a chart of the Nasdaq Composite, and it's almost at 14,000, which is truly an amazing thing. So you never know. I mean, it just seems to keep moving up. Just wanted to show you kind of an interesting little play today that on PayPal. And basically, PayPal is sort of moving up and breaking out, and I put together a little bull call spread on that, and I have a little video that I'd like to show you. And of course, this will be available later for download on YouTube and possibly on TikTok as well. So without further ado, I just kind of want to show you what I just did here, and I'll talk to you in a second. Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here from Dallas Trading Floor. Well, I have an interesting bull call spread on PayPal that I'd like to show you. PayPal has been moving up as of late, and it's just broken out. So here's the idea behind the bull call spread. We want to just capture a small amount of the upward potential, basically from about 280 up to about 290. The bull call spread is a way that you can participate in the upward movement of PayPal. And here's how I did the spread. I first sold a PayPal 319.21 call, a 280 call, and for $9.65. Then I simultaneously bought the upper call, the 290 call, for $6.60. The credit is $3.05. If PayPal on March 19th moves above 292, then I will gain these profits here. But if it falls below, I have a maximum loss potential. So anyways, that's pretty much basically the call. And it'll be up in a second. Hope after the broadcast. The thing is, I'm limited to a minute, so I had to cut it a little bit short. So I apologize for that. I hope that's not too jarring. Anyways, kind of wanted to show you where I'm currently. My holdings are currently. I did. Basically, I still am in Blink charging. I sold another call option on this one, so hopefully that works out. It's down a little bit today. Tesla's down a little bit, but not a whole lot, about $8.95. Now, I sold part of my position as it moved below $8.50. I'm going to wait for it to pull back a little bit, and then if it bounces, and I think it's going to bounce probably at about 805, I'll probably be buying it again. But I do also have another position with a 900 call on that one as well. So that's doing fairly good. I have a bull put spread that's expiring tomorrow on Amazon. I think that one looks pretty good. Palantir is up today. Virgin Galactic has pulled back a little bit. Here's my plan for Virgin Galactic. I'm going to be buying it. I've been buying it for the Smart Portfolio, and then I'm going to be holding it into earnings, but I'm going to sell right before earnings. So that's my plan as of now. Microsoft's pulled back a little bit. Is at 240. DraftKings is up, and very nicely. Also, Palo Alto Networks is up, and Shoals Technology Group. And but the volumes are down a little bit, and Farfetch is off a little bit as well. So all in all, kind of a mixed day, but I can't complain too much. Seems to be working fairly well. So, that seems to be working fairly well on that. So, without further ado, let's get to the questions. Let's see if I've got a. Here we go. Hold on. I've got to arrange my. I've got to arrange this here a little bit so we can get that. Yeah, there we go. All righty. Just getting this up. There we go. Thanks for holding for me. Let's take a look at the first questions. So here we go. Thanks for waiting. Can you check IDX and Solo? Let's look at IDEX really quickly here. IDEX. Let's see if we've got, kind of what we've got going on in terms of that. Wow, it's a nice. Let's look at the weekly chart first on that. Here we go. There we go. Kind of a choppy chart. This is the weekly chart. It's got a 99 relative strength. I'm liking that. And there was this big movement. This big profit spike here. I'm liking that on a growth stock. Not pretty thin. There's only 14 funds in it. So not a lot of funds in this one, and it's a fairly cheap stock. It's really kind of what I consider a penny stock, $5.28. It's up $1.41 today. Now, what can we do with this one? Well, it creates artificial intelligence. I'm not sure exactly what these guys do, but it has a decent checklist, and the ownership seems to be, it's okay. It's come down a little bit here. Here's my take on this one. I just think that, you might want to watch this one and see how it does. See if it pulls above, see if it pulls above about $10. I just wouldn't buy this one right now. I just think it's a little bit too, the chart just isn't really, isn't really the best. I'd like to see a better chart. Here's a stock that's under $10 that I think has some real legs. And, this sounds kind of like a crazy idea here, but I've been looking at Ford recently, and that's symbol F. And this stock is under $10. And, EVs are getting, well, I'm sorry, it's above now. Okay, it's $11. But this stock is getting really ready, I think, to buy. It's Ford Motor Company. Everybody's heard of it. It's finally moved above this very key level here. And, even though, and the relative strength is 83. So this is something that I think that, look, there's a consolidation here and a pivot. So, there is a buy point on a flat base at 959. I do think this is buyable right now, Ford. So you might want to put that on your watch list. I'm probably going to be buying this. I haven't yet bought it today, but I do believe that this one is buyable. And I think that you might want to take a look at it. Instead of fooling around with, companies. I'm not saying that the small companies can't do well. They can, but why not buy a company like Ford? Because when the pandemic ends, these guys are going to have a lot of sales, and I think they might be a very good bet. So just an idea there. Let's look at Solo, SOLO, to see what's happening there. SOLO. Right. Okay, this is another electric vehicle company. Here's the thing about this. Why buy? Why not buy a Ford? Why not buy a Ford? Because, this topped out. It's pulled back. It may go up. It may do something. It's a Canadian base that sells electric vehicles under the sole name. You know what? Hey, why not buy a Ford? Why not buy Ford? Ford is cheaper than the stock right now. And not that you should ever buy cheap stocks, but this has a much better, it's a much better chart. As you can see, it's just moving up nicely like that. It currently has a 77 on the weekly on the weekly relative strength, but you can see it is gaining strength, and it's just below that 80 where I like to buy them. Now, with Ford, as opposed to this other company, you have a checklist of 7 out of 9. It's a real company. We have 576 funds in it. The automotive sector is doing very well. It's 49 out of. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Let me just put this back to Ford. Excuse me. There we go. All right. So with Ford, here's what you've got. You've got a company that has a checklist of 7 out of 9. You have very, very strong ownership. 1,378 funds are in it. The industry is excellent. It's industry rank number 3 out of 197. It has an ascending, a very nice a very nice movement up here. There's a pivot. The pivot is at basically $9.50. It's at $11. So we're just slightly out of the buy range, but we're still really probably in a very good place to look at buying this. This is, instead of buying that other company solo, take a look at Ford. I think Ford's a whole lot better, and I think you'd be a whole lot happier with it, because Ford could easily double. And at the end of the day, you have a real company as opposed to something that may or may not do well in the future. So that's kind of my look to see at that. All right. Thanks, Byron. Can you tell to me if ACIA is forming a flag pattern? Let's look at ACIA. Now, here's the thing with flags. You have to look at them basically for on the weekly chart first. That's the most important thing to do, is to look on that weekly chart first. So let's take a look at it. Wow. Okay. So let's go to the weekly chart and look. Yeah, this is a weird chart. Okay. Let's take a look at it. Boy. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit here to see. All right. We're just a little bit behind. There we go. Come on. Okay. And I'm going to zoom it into a little bit so we can kind of analyze this more carefully. There we go. All right. So here's the chart pattern. It's an odd chart pattern. It's got a relative strength of 85. I'm liking that. It does have increasing fund ownership, and basically, okay, it cloud infrastructure. So it's an infrastructure play. I don't know why this is going up like this. This is very interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's maybe it was a cash offer. Let's see. To be acquired by Cisco for 115 shares in cash. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I understand. No, this is not a high tide flag. Basically, you're really not going to get any more movement on this one. Cisco's going to buy this company for 115. The stock is selling currently for 114.60. So the potential that you could do on this stock is about 40 cents at the maximum. So hey, I just unfortunately it's a done deal. Cisco's going to acquire it for 115 a share. So there's really unfortunately not anything there that you can do. This is really kind of a done deal. If you can get them before they announce the big merger, then it's a good deal. But right now, I don't think that's going to be the case. So it's going to be the stock is selling for 114.60, and it's going to be acquired for 115. So you could make a little bit of change, but not very much, unfortunately. All right, question from TikTok. Hey, please recommend a book that helps me learn about charts. Well, my favorite book in this area is by William O'Neill, and it's called How to Make Money in Stocks, a Winning System, Good Times or Bad. Let me just show you. It's available on my site. So let me just pull this up so you can see it. There we go. All right. Let's go over here to the Learn to Trade bookshelf. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, it's not going to show it for me. But anyways, what it is it's How to Make Money in Stocks, a Winning System, Good Times or Bad by William O'Neill. And if you want to buy a copy of it, it's very easy to do. You can buy it from Amazon, of course, or you can just go over to my website onto the Learn to Trade bookshelf at www.dallastradingfloor.com to buy the book. And it's How to Make Money in Stocks, a Winning System, Good Times or Bad. So that's a great question. I really appreciate that. And that was from TikTok. So let's see if we have. Okay. Do you think LMND is a good stock? Well, I don't even know what LMND is. So let's kind of look at it real quick to see, what we can see with it. L M N D. Oh, Lemonade. Okay, well, yeah, this has been a popular stock. A lot of people have been in it. Yeah, I don't know. It's let's see if I can get a better look-see at that. Yeah, basically what the concept of this company is it's a company that basically wants to sell you insurance, one of the more difficult things to do out there, and basically for the lifetime, and it goes through the app. So it starts with renter's insurance, and then it moves to other things. It's got a very strong relative strength. It's 94, but it did have a little bit of decrease in sales in the last quarter. There are quite a few funds in it, 181, so that's looking good. But the cash flow is negative, and for an insurance company, that's kind of a that's not a good thing. The checklist is only 55%, and the funds in ownership, again, it definitely has them. 161 are in it, but the industry and sector is 163. So here's the thing I would do about this one. I just don't think, I don't think it's going to be something that's probably going to do as well for you. So I would be a little bit, I'd pass on this one. I definitely would pass on this one, just because I think that it came out of the gate strong. It was an IPO, and I think that was good. But I don't think this one probably is going to be the best. So that's my take on the Lemonade. I'm really not that psyched on it as a stock. So there you go. Jim, let's look at the buy point for AMD and SPWR. Let's look at AMD first. And let's take a look. Yeah, okay. So what's happening here? And we'll first of all look at the weekly chart here. The last buy point on it on a double bottom was 88.72. So we're very close to that. We're very close to that in terms of a price. So I'm going to put that out there. Basically the AMD buy point is equal to let's see. Yeah, 88.72. So that's basically where it is. So let me kind of zoom in a little bit on it, and kind of let's go to the daily chart here to kind of analyze where we could possibly get where we could possibly get in there. So let me kind of zoom in a little bit here on the chart so we can kind of take a look at it. Oops, there we go. All right, boom. Okay, for some reason it's not going to let me. No, I don't want to do that. I want to just. Oh, jeez. I tell you, sometimes it doesn't like to be. All right, let's go back. Nope. Having trouble with the windows here. Sorry. I just don't. No, I don't want the print settings. Oh, jeez. Okay. Maybe I'll just see if I can get a better thing here for a second. Sorry about that. Go back into the charts. See, it'll let me show here. All right. There. Okay. I had a little bit of trouble, getting rid of that menu. Here's the thing. It is trending down currently. It's below the buy point. Now, here's the thing. If it reverses above this line here, if it reverses, it reverses, then you could buy it. But right now, I think what you're going to have to do, it's got a 66 relative strength, which is not that it's the checklist is 88. So that's very good. The ownership on funds is excellent. So here's the thing. Here's what I would be. Let's kind of look at, take a long-term look at it. Yeah, long-term, it's just looking very good. On the weekly chart, yeah, I think basically, 88.72 is the buy point. Here's the thing. You can buy it before the buy point. as it's moving higher. Currently today, it is moving down. So you don't want to buy it today, but if it changes to an uptrend, you could do a buy stop limit order on it at 88.72 plus 10 cents or 88.82. So that's where I would buy it for AMD. It's a good stock, and it looks like it's moving very, very nicely. So that could be that could be a real good thing for that. So let's okay. So what's the second one you wanted? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. SPWR. Let's look at that really quick. That's Sun Power Group. Yeah, this has been an interesting one. It's sort of had a downward trend. Kind of looking at it here, it's sort of had this downward trend. It looks like it may be getting ready to bounce, but there's really no place for it to move. So here's the thing. Here's what I would do on this. Let's draw the weekly chart here, and let me move out a little bit so that I can draw a trend line. And let's see. Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right. So with a trend line, let's look at the daily chart. So with the trend line on the daily chart, here's the thing. I do think that you could. It's pulling back. It's pulled back below the 21-day. Here's the thing. I do think this may pull back as low as 32.19. Yeah, there's no buy point on this one, unfortunately. So I can't really give you a good buy point on it. You're going to have to wait for a reversal. Here's the thing. I'd wait to see if it pulls below about 31, which is where the 40-day line is. It looks like it's pulling back to the 40-day line, and so I do believe that that's probably the place to buy it. But right now, it's going to be tough because it is pulling back. Wait for the reversal on this one. There's just really not a good buy point. There's really not a good buy point. Wait for reversal. So that's really, there's really not a good on Sun Power. There's just really not a good buy point. So basically, try to wait for the reversal on this one to see if you can find something that's a little bit that's a little bit better. But it's going to have to reverse higher. So right now, I wouldn't do anything there on that one. Okay, question. MARA. I don't know this one. That's interesting. Well, thank you. MARA. Okay, Marathon Patent Group. This is an odd one. I haven't been following this one. I've heard about this one. I think this is this is a tough one. I don't. I think you kind of want to avoid this one. I think you want to avoid this one for a lot of reasons, even though it has good relative strength and a good checklist. It's just very, very difficult to tell how this one is going to trade. So here's the thing. It's very thin. It's only got 16 funds in it. Here's the thing. Will, I just think that on this one, I think it's probably best. I think probably pass on this one just because, even though it's moved up very strongly here, it's the underlying business that, this is going to be very, very volatile. It's going to be up and down. So I think that probably the best thing to do on this one, I would pass on this one. I think that there's some other ones out there that are probably a little bit better than this. You could make money on this one, but it's just, this is a tough one. That's super tough one. Let's look at Zoom and Lululemon. Zoom is just, last year Zoom was one of the absolute best companies out there. It's been pulling back as of late. So let's kind of take a look at the chart here. Let's look at the weekly, kind of to get an idea. You see, it's been pulling back in this little bit of, it's been pulling back. It looks like we may have a reversal here. So here's the thing. I would watch this one and wait for the reversal. It looks like there's going to be a reversal right about 340. That's what I'm looking at. But right now, it's just above the 40-day line. So let's look at the daily chart to see if there's anywhere that we could possibly buy this one. Yeah, okay, here's the thing. Yeah, okay, well, this isn't bad. I mean, buying off a reversal is not a bad place. 386. So here's what I would do on this one. If I wanted to get into this one, I would I would set a buy stop limit order for let's see, I'm looking at let's see where that would be. 386.50. So here's what I would do in this one for here's what I would do. Here's what I would do in this one. I would set, that's not set a stop loss. I would set a buy stop limit order for right here. Basically where I'm talking about is right about here. Okay, so as it rebounds and it moves higher, buying it right as it's moving up. Now the question is that a change in trend? I do believe it is. See, this is the trend. It looks like it's going to break the trend higher. It's been lower, and I think it's going to break the trend higher. So if I was looking to get into Zoom, now this may fail because of this low volume down here. So you got to be careful. But I do believe that there's going to be a reversal here, and that you could buy it, and at not at 33. Excuse me. I apologize. Not at 33. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. I think it's 386. Excuse me. 383. There we go. That's better. Boy, I'm getting this all wrong. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, you could buy this at this point. You could buy this. It looks as if it is reversed at 389.98. So you could buy this. It really, actually to be safer here, you probably want to go with 400. Just because that seems to be a key level for it. So this is how I would play Zoom. It does look like it's reversing, and if it does reverse and it moves higher, it moves above that 400 level, that's probably where you want to buy it. And if you do a buy stop limit order, that's an easy way to do it. Is with the buy stop with the buy stop limit order. That is an easy way to do it, and that might work out very well for you. So that's kind of what I would recommend on Zoom. And it does look like it's been pulling back, and then but now it looks like we may have another opportunity. Okay, so that was the book, and I'm basically looking at the questions from TikTok. Thanks so much. What's the buy range for Ford? Thank you very much. This is one, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm just looking out there and I'm just looking at everything. But I think that the buy range, let me just show you this one. I really believe, you see, it's up today, 15 cents, which is a lot. It's, almost 2%. And this is a real company. So I do believe that, its all-time high is 12.15 here. I mean, okay, but I do believe that right above this level here. So I think it's really in a buy zone right now. I do think Ford is buyable. I do think Ford is buyable at these levels. So that's my that's sort of my opinion on it. So I think this is buyable above this, above this level. Now we are above this level. Now, ultimately, where you really want to buy it is above 12. is above 12.15. So what I'm going to do, that's really where it's most viable. Um, Yeah, and the reason I believe it's viable above this is because this is a consolidation, and this was the all-time high. So let's look at the weekly chart on Ford just to see. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Okay, so we're here's the reason why I believe that this is a good level. The last time there was a flat base, the last time there was a buy point. The highest buy point is at 1050. There was another buy point at 950, but the last actual buy point was at 1050. It has moved above that now. It's 1138. If it moves above that, I do believe it is viable. I do believe that Ford is viable at that level. So I really appreciate that. And I'm going to probably put that on my watch list. And I may be buying this. I haven't decided what I'm going to do on this one. I probably will be buying this for my portfolio as well. So I just wanted to kind of show it to you. I do think the electric vehicle area is going to heat up. Now, Ford is not, it's not Tesla, and it's not even really GM, but I do believe that it has, it has a lot of potential. And I definitely think that Ford could easily double within 6 months in terms of, I think it could be a $20, $30 stock very, very soon if their profits hold up. So that might be a good thing to get in on potentially. Okay, let's look at Lululemon and LULU. And this was also a tremendous stock. It's been trending down a little bit as of late. Let's kind of look at the, it's got a 41 relative strength. I'm not, it does have nice sales increases. There's a whole lot of funds in it. It's extremely profitable. But I don't know. I don't think it's 6 out of 9, which definitely makes my minimum. And 1682 funds in it. So that's good. And the Fidelity Country Fund is in it. Yes, it is a good stock, but I think that, well, let's see. It's got a cup with handle, but the handle is pulling down. Here's the thing. I would buy it if it moved above the 40-day line. It looks like it's bounced off of the 200-day. So that's good. So you could buy this on a reversal. So basically what I think you could do with this one is the way I would look at it is, I would probably buy on reversal above about 351. That's where I would buy it. But I would want to see, I would kind of want to see some I kind of want to see some more volume here. I want to see some more volume, but I want to see higher volume on this one. But right now, I think that I would buy it if it reverses higher. It does look though it's kind of in a consolidation, but there is a cup with handle, so it could possibly go higher. The high point is 399, so you could buy it at this level. I don't know if it would be the greatest buy. It just, the relative strength just isn't as powerful on it as much as I would like to see it. I would like to see more powerful relative strength. So it could be viable on the reversal, but I just probably would not be in it. That's just my opinion on it. So, okay, thank you very much. Hey, Jim, and everyone. Oh, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge. Oh, we have passed the 3K threshold. Thank you very, very much. Oh, thank you. Oh, hey, Bay. Thank you very much, Kay. So much. Yeah, we're moving up there. And by the way, on TikTok, we're almost at 70,000. So that's looking good too. And I may be, maybe in a Discord room here soon. Who knows? I've been contacted by some people that might do that as well. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kay, so very, very much. Let's take a look at Etsy and see what's happening there. ETS. SY is Etsy. And yeah, no, it's a nice bounce. Looks like it's pulling up nicely. There we go. It looks like it bounced off that 10-day line very nicely. I mean, the 21-day line very nicely. Let's look at the weekly chart. Etsy's just been a superstar in this downturn. In this COVID economy. Yeah, I'm really liking this one. Look at this nice funds, excellent cash flow, strong relative strength, great chart, 100% checklist. I mean, what's not to like on this one? Wow, so good. Now the question is, where can we buy it? Boy, you know what? You could buy it right here. You could absolutely buy it right at this level. It's up $10.77 today. It's a little bit much. It may pull back a little bit. It looks like though the overhead supply is getting taken out, and so it looks like there may be it may go higher based on this. Yeah, there's not a lot of supply here. So yeah, absolutely, you could buy this one right now. This is totally buyable. This is totally buyable right now. So I don't think there's any problem with Etsy at all. Yeah, I really like this one, and yeah, it's looking very good. It's looking very good. See if I can find the right. Yeah, I can't find it. All right. Well, it is buyable. So yeah. So I definitely think it's buyable at this price. Absolutely. Etsy, definite winner. And it's not on my watch list, but I think it's a quality stock, and I think yeah, you could definitely buy it at this level. Very nice. All right, quick question from Charles. Just discovered you about this. Oh, hey, what is CanSlim? Okay, I use a system that a lot of the top traders in the world use. I'm not lumping myself in with the top traders, please. I mean, there's people that are so much better than I am, but I discovered this when I discovered the IBD back in a long time ago in the 80s, if you could believe that. And I was introduced to it when I just started investing. And I read the book How to Make Money in Stocks: The Winning System, Good Times or Bad, and it really helped me out. I mean, it really helped me out. The CanSlim system basically combines both technical and fundamental analysis. So it's not just fundamental analysis, it's not just technical analysis, it's a combination of both of them. But one of the things that the CanSlim system really really hones in on is that basically you can find out what's going on with a stock by looking at the price action, the volume action, and and the timing, and it really holds true. So if you're looking to possibly to buy a book that will really help you out in this and just kind of give you an idea to sort of what I'm talking about here with all of these things like cup with handle, all these things that I'm talking about. It's How to Make Money in Stocks: A Winning System, Good Times or Bad. And it is available on my website at www. DallasTradingFloor.com. So it's Jim's Learn to Trade book stuff. So you can just pop on over there and it's right on there, and just pop on it's got an orange cover, and it's definitely worth your time. It's a really quick read. It's I think it's about it's only about $20 on Amazon. So it's a pretty good deal. And I think that it really can help. It's definitely made me money over the years, that's for sure. So yeah, that's great. Thanks for looking at that. Let's look at Palantir and Blink. I did increase my position in Blink, BLNK. Of course, this is Blink charging, and it's kind of been a favorite of mine for the last few months. It's pulled back a little bit, but let's look on the weekly chart here. Yeah, there we go. The weekly. As you can see on the weekly chart, it's just kind of been moving very nicely on the weekly chart. Up. It's got a relative strength of 99, some pretty high volume in terms of transactions. It did have some good earnings. It's not up quite as much as I'd like to see it, but it is up, and we do have good sponsorship from the funds. Still in a money-losing situation here, but not so bad. 12% funds. I do believe that we're going to see more funds coming into it because when they merged with a company called EasyGo, and so it definitely, they have about 3,700 locations now for their charging stations. It's got a minimum checklist of 66. And it does have its increasing fund ownership. It's a relatively small, relatively thin stock, but there are 37 funds in it, and that has increased. So that's not too bad. The industry, of course, is number one. Alternative energy sector. It's a number one in the country. So this is one of the things I always liked investing in, things that have a very, very high relative strength and also a very high industry rank. And of course, that's number one for that. So that's not a bad thing. Now, question is, where can we get into this thing? Well, I've been buying right at about the 50, right at this line here at the at the 21-day line. That's where I've been buying it. We did have a pull up. It pulled up and then pulled back. So it seems to be settling right about the 21-day line, which is about 50 or 50. So that's kind of where it is. One of the things it is a volatile stock, and you can tell that because of the options that are on it. The options are paying a tremendous amount, actually, considering everything. For instance, the 55 call is paying $14. So, and that's so that's a lot. So the expectations for this stock is that it will be moving higher. So, that's one that you might want to get into. Blink charging, symbol BLNK. I'm also in another one called Palantir, and I think this is better known. PLTR is the symbol on that one. And that's pulled back a little bit. It's pulling up again. It seems to be kind of stuck a little bit. So I can't really say on that one. This is the weekly chart. The buy point on this one on a consolidation basis is 33.50. It's currently at 32.04. So it's right below the buy point. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, you see, it's just right below the pivot. I do believe that it's sitting right, it's basically sitting right above the 21-day line. It's still got excellent relative strength at 97. So this is possibly viable. It's tough. It pulled back very, very. It really pulled back. I was shaken out on the pullback, and I do think, though, hopefully it will reverse. We'll see if that happens. Earnings are in 12 days on this one. So it's got a 66 checklist, which is good. It's not great, but it's good. The ownership is essentially very good, 120 fund. So what would I do on this one? Well, you know what? I would probably wait until this moves above 33.50 to buy it. I wouldn't buy it probably at this level. I would probably wait until it moves beyond 33.50. And hopefully this line will start to move up. And when this line starts to move up, and as it's starting to do, hopefully that will mean a good time to buy it. But it's quite volatile. But I do think it has, above 33.50, which is the buy point. I think that may make some sense. All right. So question, CLDX. Let's look at CLDX really quickly. CLDX. Okay. Celldex Therapeutics develops vaccines. Okay. Vaccine stocks are tough, but this one definitely has a blue dot. So interesting one today. Definitely had a breakout here, but it pulled back. The buy point is 22.40. It looks like it broke out and then it pulled back. So that is interesting. Let's look at the checklist. Excellent checklist. The funds are very good. 99 funds in it. And the industry and sector, it's quite good. 31 out of 197. So that's very, very good as well. Would I recommend this one? Well, I don't know. The problem with the biotechs is that they tend to be a little bit volatile. We definitely have a breakout. So yeah, I would. This is definitely viable. Based on this chart. It's a cup without handle. And the buy point on it is it's basically 23.40. So interesting. So let me put that up there. The buy point is equal to 20. Let's see exactly with this one. 23.40. So that let's see if we can make that work. So the buy point is 23.40 on this one. That's right here. kind of zoom in a little bit on that for you. And there we go. So that's this right here. As you can see, we have basically right here is the buy point on this. And I do think this one is buyable above 2340. So quite excellent. So looking very, very good on that one. I don't normally like biotechs, but I definitely think that one is CLDX. I think that that has some good potential there. All right. So let's look at Square and DraftKings. Let's look at DraftKings. I'm in DraftKings as well. DKNG. DKNG, and I did buy one full position for the small portfolio for this one. Let's kind of take a look at how it's doing today. Let's look at the daily chart first. Normally we look at the weekly, but I'm going to look at the daily here just to see how it's stacking up. I do think that it went through this very nice. Yeah, it went above this. It had this beautiful cup with handle, and now it's pulling above this. So it's a little extended here, but I do think this is going to run. I do think this is going to run here. I do think this is going to run, Patish. I think this is when it's going to run. The buy point on it was 55.98. We're a little bit extended. Now, here's the thing. It might pull back a little bit, let it settle, but I do think this is moving higher. So, the train has sort of left the station on this one, but you could still buy it. It may pull back on you a little bit hard. So if you do buy it at this level, and this is really important, if you do buy it at this level, and I don't think this is necessarily a bad buy, you want to put your stop losses very tight. You want to put them at about 2.5%. So what you want to do here is, if you buy it here today, you need to have your stop loss basically right about, let's see if I can, let me just put it back to the right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can see this. If you buy it here today, you want to put your stop loss, you want to set your stop loss at about 60. Okay, you want to set your stop loss at about 60, because if this thing pulls back, it's going to pull back. But if this thing goes higher, it's going to go higher. Well, obviously. But so if you buy it here, and I do think you could buy it here at 63.16, but set your stop loss very tight at about 60, because this may pull back, and it may pull back hard. It looks like it's making a run, and it's making a run higher. I definitely like that DraftKings a lot. I'm in it, and I think it's probably going to go higher. If it moves above 64.19, then it's going to go much higher. So very much appreciate the question, very, very much. Okay, so let's look at Square. So let me go and pull up the chart for Square here. SQ, of course, and this is one of Dorsey's companies. He's got two of them. The other one being Twitter, of course. And let's look at Square. Well, okay, Square is, I like DraftKings better already than this. I'm going to go to the weekly chart here. Let's take a look at it. 92. Wow, that's good. It seems like we're stuck right on the 40-day line. There's really not a good place to buy this. It looks like it did reverse as it came down below it came down below the 40-day moving average. It looks like it did reverse. So you possibly could buy it at this level. All right. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. And the reason, but look at this. It's got a 100% checklist. Yeah, I mean, this is a quality company. This is just a quality company. Let's look at the industry and sector. Yeah, 1.3. Okay, it's a little bit low on that, but all in all, yeah, you could buy it. This is not the best place to buy it. I would have preferred having bought it off the cup base at 83.20, and before it made this long run. But that was last year, so it's just sometimes when you have quality companies like this, and this is a quality company, it's just hard to buy them. So yeah, you could buy it. It has bounced off the 40-day. It's looking like it's moving higher. It's up $21 today, 10%. Wow, that's incredible. The volume's down a little bit. That does concern me somewhat, that the volume is down. Wow. If I did buy it at this level, if you did buy it at this level, you want to set your stop loss very tight. You know, if you're going to buy at 237, you want to set your stop loss at 230. You want to set your stop loss at 230, because if you set it at 230, then if it pulls back, then you'll be stopped out, because it could reverse. But it looks as if it's going to make a higher high, and of course the high is 146. So if we move beyond that, then we're off to the races. So yeah, this is a very good stock. It's in a very good position. You can buy it here. It's not an optimal place to buy it though. If you buy this at 237, you want to possibly set your stop loss at 230. And the reason that you do is because even though it's pulling higher, it's not an optimal place to buy it. It's not like buying it off a base or anything like that. It's, this is buying it off of the 40-day moving average. So with this, it's a little bit more difficult to buy it at this level. It's not quite as good a place to buy it, but it's still pretty good. All right, so let's look at a question from TikTok. All right, we talked a little bit about Ford and why I think that might be a good buy. Okay, that's the book. Recommend. Thank you. All right, so let's go to the next question on YouTube. So great. Okay. This is also another question about Square. And we basically covered Square. Thanks, Arnold. Basically, just to reiterate about Square, it is buyable at this price at 237. If you do buy it at this price, though, be careful. It's not an optimal buy point, but you want to put your stop loss at about 230 if you buy it. It's looking very good. It's a good stock. All right. Let's look at ATNF. I guess that, let me see what that is. I don't know that offhand. Let me just ATNF, excuse me. There we go. Life Sciences. Okay. Well, it's a $5 stock. Ooh, I don't like the lower price stocks are very volatile relative to their cost. It's got a relative strength of 1. No, this is sorry about this. This is just not. This probably on this one. I would just avoid this one. I really would. So for 180 Life Sciences scores and ANTF, I think you want to avoid it. Yeah, I would avoid this one. I just don't think it's. I think they're better. I think they're better fish in the ocean. I think you're better in the ocean. Okay, great. Can you explain placing a sell order after hours with Thinkorswim, please? Sure, absolutely, Rich. Thank you. Basically, the way it works is in the normal working hours, when you execute a sell order, it basically hunts around for the very best exchange. It may go into the Nasdeq, it may go into the New York Exchange, it may go into the BATS. After hours, it's a little bit more limited. Typically, it's going to be routed through a thing called Citadel. So it's a little bit thinner when it goes into after hours. If you can put it out there in after hours, typically after hours is where some of the bigger trade, some of the funds will trade stuff. It can be done on Thinkorswim, but you have to change the routing. And I guess I probably make a video on this to after hours. It has a normal hours only and then after hours. I wouldn't recommend doing after hours trading though. I have gotten some very bad fills doing it that way, but it's up to you. It really is. All right. Let's see. Next question. What do you think about Tesla? Okay, well, Tesla's pulled back a little bit. I did sell some Tesla this morning, basically right at the open. I sold it basically at about in about the 850 range. So let's take a look at the Tesla chart. And then I am waiting again for it, hopefully, to move up. Yeah, it's right about 850. So yeah, it was pulling back. I sold. There's a little bit of resistance sort of at that level. Let's kind of look at the 5-minute chart to see kind of how it's been trading. Yeah, okay, it's trading. It was trading down and then it's starting to trade up, but there is some support at about 850. On the daily chart, Yeah. Okay. It's just kind of in this kind of range here. There definitely was, interestingly enough, this was a climax top, and here's what happened with the climax top. I rode it all the way up here, and then when it pulled back, I sold initially right here at 870. Okay, I sold at 870, and then as it pulled back and it sort of stabilized, and it bounced off this off the 21-day exponential. I bought in again. I do think the range right now is basically from about 800 up to about here. So this is about the range that it's in. It's currently it's currently in the middle of the range. It's currently in the middle of the range, and I do think it's probably going to move higher. Now the question is, can it? It's off a little bit today. If it moves above this about 880, 870, that's going to be key, because if it moves beyond that, then I want to buy more. But for right now, I just want to keep what I have. So that's kind of the situation for Tesla. It's trading within a range, and it may pull back, but I do think that there's some support basically at about 800 or about 805 for Tesla currently. All right, question on BL. Thanks, Byron. Let's take a look at BL. And that is Blackline. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. This is very nice. Nice. Okay. This is viable. It's moved right above a pivot, and that's always a great place to buy it. Oh yeah, there we go. Off a flat base at 141.82. It's at 142. Yes, this is absolutely buyable right now. This is buyable. This is the correct place to buy it. It is more than 10 cents above 151. 141.82. So the correct place to buy this is at 141.92. It's at 142.89. This is buyable, absolutely buyable. It's got a relative strength of 885. It's got 100% checklist. Yeah, this is absolutely buyable. This is right now buyable. If you do buy this one, put a 7% stop loss on it. But right now, Blackline BL, this is. This is viable. So, this is viable right now. This is viable right now. That's a great question on BL. Thank you so much, Byron. That's a winner. Yeah, that's definitely a winner. That's definitely a winner on that. So let's see another question. Palantir, hold through earnings or lock up early. Entry point was 40. Okay, great question. Let's look at Palantir. All right. And by the way, for those who don't know what lockup means, it's basically right before earnings, there's a quiet period. It's called the lockup. And that didn't used to be the way. So this is one of the reasons why stocks tend to run up right before earnings, especially if they're doing really well. And then upon earnings, a lot of times they'll pull back. Right now, it's 12 days to earnings. I probably would recommend. I don't recommend probably holding through earnings. Let's take a look. Yeah. It doesn't really haven't violated anything, but it's just too big a risk. What I would pretty much recommend on this one is holding into earnings and then selling. That's what I would recommend. So that's a very good point there. That's what I to kind of recommend for Palantir. If you're in at 40, okay. Well, if you're in at 40, you could hold longer. You're fortunate. I think it's going to reverse and move higher. So if you're more than, let's see how far you're down. So you're down about 20%. Let's see how it pulls into earnings. Here's the thing. I do think that, it depends on whether or not you want to take a small loss, and I don't recommend that necessarily, but hold it into earnings, see if it moves up towards that 40. If it does, then I would sell it. If it's within 7, if it gets in within 5% of that $40 price target, I probably would sell it. I know that sounds strange, but I probably would. Unfortunately, when you go into a stock, especially a stock that's this volatile, you need to set a stop loss immediately at 7%, so that if it pulls back, you're not in that situation. Now, it may recover. It looks like it's going to bounce off the 21-day line, but we can't tell yet. So that's kind of the long and the short of it. So anyways, okay, one last one. We're at 59 minutes, and Nokia, NOK, is the symbol there. So let's look at Nokia, NOK. Let's see what we've got here. And Nokia is, yeah, there we go. All right, so let's look at the weekly chart first. This is the one that's going through a short squeeze. There may be an interesting way to play it. This is at $4.37. So really pretty much, we're pretty much back to the 200-day moving average. So can you buy it at this point? I don't think this is going to bounce higher. I think that jig's up with this one. I mean, I think it'll come back, but it looks as if it's given up all of its gain. So that's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I probably wouldn't buy it again. Try to find something that's a little bit more quality. It's a low price. What I'm kind of recommending on low price stocks, at least for right now, from what I've seen, is Ford. And again, I'm not in it currently, but I'm probably going to. And that's been an $11 stock, but it's a real company with some great products. That's one kind of I think that you might want to look at is Ford. Well, it's been an hour, and I think I really appreciate everybody coming in with their questions. And if you'd like to get on the Action Trade Alert, it's super easy to do. All you have to do is go to DallasTradingFloor.com. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel at youtube.com. It helps me a lot, and we're past 3,000 subscribers, so that's pretty exciting. And if you're watching on TikTok, very easy to subscribe on YouTube. All you have to do is go to my profile, hit the link, and you'll be taken directly to a sign-up page. And also, you might want to sign up for the free Action Trade Alerts, because I do send these out with trades. And I'm going to be doing a recap of the bull call spread that I just did on PayPal, and I did make a little video on that, but I'm also going to put that probably into an Action Trade Alert that I'm going to send out probably tonight on that, and that's available to all the people that sign up for the Action Trade Alerts. So until tomorrow, happy trading, and I'll see you back here tomorrow at 2:30 Central.